Hey, Gator Nation, welcome back to another episode of Respect Our Decision, Pod of the People, guys. If you're new to this show, this is our show. We try to do it every week. If it's a kind of a lull, we kind of don't do it for a while, but this is a question where we get the questions sent in from you, the viewer or the listener, and we try to give our best answer, opinion, what we're hearing. And some of these questions are just kind of fun and playful. We talk a little wrestling. We talk a little bit about today. We got some questions about what we like to eat. This is our fun show, man. This is our everyday who we are, who you are, the listener. We like to have fun and interact. That's why it's called Pod of the People, guys. If this is your first time checking it out, you're like, hey, I kind of like this jovial content, man. Go ahead, subscribe to the channel, please. It helps us a great deal. Drop a like on the video and leave us a question for next week's episode in the comments below. And we're going to jump right into it, man. We got a load of questions this week. Y'all guys blew it up on the questionnaire that we put on our Facebook group. If you're not part of the Facebook group, make sure you check it out. Go ahead, check us out on Facebook. Search Respect Our Decision. We have a group, and we have a Facebook chat that we do under Messenger, man. It's a great, lighthearted chat most of the time. I mean, every once in a while, we're fans. We have different opinions, but we're all adults. Pretty chill, great atmosphere, good group of guys. Feel free to join. It is free of charge.
Exactly.
Yep. No cost for this information. All right, guys, let's jump. First question, Lucas the Gator Man. Lucas, we appreciate you every week, man. You never fail. You come through with a question. But this is a basketball question from Lucas, not a football question. With Walt and Richard coming back, what are you expecting from the basketball team? Lucas, Final Four bust, brother. I'm not even joking. I mean, you know what you had last year. I think going into this year from Golden, man, he's got the talent. It's just a matter as if he's that good of a coach, and this is the year, man. You've got the talent. Make that run. You guys disagree? Anybody disagree with that assessment?
No, I'd like to see. My goal is at least I'd like to be SEC champions. I'd like to be conference champions again. It's been a while since we've been conference champion.
I think it's open enough to make that happen. I don't think that's a tall task either. Wes?
Yeah, I think Elite Eight. I know you say Final Four, but
I think you just, if you're Elite Eight, Final Four, I think you just kind of breaking straws at that point.
I'm with you. Basketball, a team can get hot and you can be. It's the fact that it's one game. It's almost like baseball in the sense where if I pitch prime Clayton Kershaw or Greg Maddux or Tom Glavine, because I'm a Braves fan, and or Roger Clemens on the day, or Nolan Wright and somebody, you can shut the team down one day. One day, you can get a team that can hit 15 threes just because they're hot that night, and that could mess you up. So that's the thing. But that's why we love March Madness, because it's one game. It's not best of seven. If that was the case, Dallas Mavericks would have been the word in the championship game as far as the NBA Finals right now. So with one game, it's kind of hard, but they need to get to that Elite Eight.
All right, next question comes from Ryan Parker. What's your ideal usage for Lagway this season? Play 4 games in redshirt, couple packages per game, have a set number of drives per game. I don't think he redshirts. Let me just go ahead and throw that out. And I believe that was probably agreed upon the moment he signed, that he wasn't going to redshirt. And I don't know that for a fact. Nobody has told me that, but it has been put out there by multiple people that he's going to play a certain amount of snaps a game. We'll just leave it at that. So I don't know what that rotation will look like. I don't know if it'll be, used as the play dictates, or if it's just going to – I don't think Billy's going to throw him in there every third drive like Mullen did with AR and stuff like that. I think it'll be more, what are the circumstances? Do you need a 3rd and 1, and then you've got the option of he can run it, he can pass it, things like that. Do y'all disagree or agree with that?
No, I mean I'm in the camp of use them as much as much as necessary. I mean, if we're not going to redshirt him, then hey man, if he's the guy for a package or a situation lends itself, by all means.
Yeah, I'm with you, Hirsch. I don't disagree. Is you hit the nail on the coffin. We don't have that type of schedule this year where we're playing three non-power five schools where you can see him play a lot and blow out of maybe a Vanderbilt or somebody like that where you can see him more in the field, dictating like you just said maybe every third series. That's not going to be for us. So maybe some goal line packages. Maybe you put him in doing that. But if Mertz
Is cooking. Yeah,
you don't pull that.
You don't mess with his rhythm. But now I do feel like maybe Mertz is not a guy that would be affected as much by coming out because Graham just seems to be so grounded. Now, I'm not saying I want to play with that and find out.
We saw with Kyle Trask, it was weird when Emory came in.
And I could be completely wrong about that because that hasn't been a factor to actually see if it happens or not. But if you're at midfield and you're saying it's a 3rd and 2 or a 4th and 2, and Billy likes to go for it on those 4th and shorts and stuff like that. I've said it before when we talked about this. DJ is a guy that he's not just a runner. He's not one of those guys that you're going to be like, oh, well, he's only coming in to run the ball because you have to respect his arm. It is what it is. The kid's got a cannon. So you can put defenses a little bit on their toes as far as, hey, what's coming from this play. All right, next questions are 2 questions from Ryan Guerin. First, what other podcasts do you listen to when it comes to Gator sports, if any? Ryan, I listen to Dave Waters and Gators Breakdown a little bit. I try to catch a lot of his stuff. I listen to some High Top. But mostly I just catch, I watch a lot of YouTube. So I watch, if Josh Pate has something about the Gators, I'll listen in on it, things like that. But I don't have the free time a lot. I don't have a situation where I can sit and listen a whole lot for long periods of time. CJ, you got anybody?
No, I mean, no disrespect to any of the guys that do this, and I'm friends with a lot of them. They do a great job. Dave does a good job. Soderquist, Nick, of course, and those guys over there. Neil does a pretty good job with in all kinds of weather, and stuff like that. So I'm not gonna, I'm not disparaging, but I just don't. We do the show. We cover a lot of this stuff. Most of my
kind of overkill.
Most of my podcast listening is, I listen to wrestling podcasts, or I listen to Small Town Murder, or Crime and Sports. Things like that. I'm not a big, I don't know. It's just, we are in the trenches so much and I see it so much. There's nothing that I could really learn from a podcast that they do that I don't learn from what they posted that I can just read.
Wes, all your stuff's pretty much Washington Commanders, isn't it?
Yeah, man. The only podcast I listen to is John. If there's any fellow Commanders on here, or Redskins, however you want to call us, but it was just John Keim, JP Finley, and Ben Standig. Those are Redskin podcasts that I listen to, and Logan Paulson, Commanders. There's like 4 of them. But
Mama called them Redskins. I'm gonna call them Redskins.
Yeah, that's what it are. I missed it. That's all. Just see Gators over here, but over there is Redskin stuff.
All right, Ryan's second question. When do the dreaded renovations start on the Swamp? I thought they were going to begin this year. However, as we saw with the spring game, nothing seems to be done yet. If Strickland does get fired after this season, is there any chance a new AD could come in and correct those plans? As to part 2 of that question, absolutely. I mean, a new AD, I'm sure can change anything unless they've already started construction. But I don't have a timetable. I know that some things were shelved as far as a timetable because they wanted to get the sports programs squared away first. There was some talk, there was some sit downs with boosters, and that was a conclusion that was reached that, hey, we need to get the teams right first. Let's shelve some of these renovation plans. But then, of course, he's sending out emails saying, hey, how do you like this? How do you like that? So honestly, I don't know what the timetable is, but if he wants them done, he better hurry up.
Yeah, I agree with that. I mean, we saw when Mac had the vision for the practice, the practice facility or the
The Heavener Center. Hey, he
yeah.
got the practice field.
Yeah, and then McElwain, McElwain had the vision, but Mullen came and dictated he wanted other stuff done. So that
There's a metal beam somewhere with Dan Mullen's signature on it inside there. Needs to be like Poltergeist, where we could dig that thing up, get rid of it.
Real quick wrestling question from Justin Cordero. Better promos, Ric Flair or Dusty? I would take the American Dream every day of the week, baby.
Living here. I'm going to tell you something, Mr. Flair. You understand? I have wined and dined with kings and queens, and I slept in alleys and dined on pork and beans. I love Ric Flair, but Dusty, to me, man, I can listen to Dusty 100 times and never get tired of listening to Dusty.
And everybody has a Dusty impersonation. I know everyone
let
says,
me tell you something, Daddy. They're like a bull pissing on a flat rock, Daddy. I can listen to Dusty all day. I love Dusty Rhodes.
Dusty every day of the week for me. Wes, you got an opinion on that? Better promo, Rick or Dusty?
I know y'all love. I'm gonna go with Rick.
He going two claps and a Ric Flair.
Yeah, Carolina.
I don't doubt, bro. I mean, they're like 1A, 1B. Like I can listen to either one of them. I can listen.
Oh, those two cats are royalty, man. They could going back and forth. All right, John WP sent. Thank you, John, for sending in these questions. You're a new guy here for us getting questions from, and we appreciate it, man. Keep sending them. His first one is a 2-part question. Aside from home field advantage, what phase of the game or area do you think we take advantage of to try to exploit to beat Miami? I'm thinking their secondary. I have to agree. Their secondary is absolutely their weakest link. You've got to dial it up on these guys, get some confusion going. This is why you got Elijah Badger. This situation right here is example A of why getting Elijah Badger was huge. Now you have more threats to run against the secondary that's already weak to begin with. So, yeah, man, secondary is it. I don't think anybody disagrees with that.
Yeah, the secondary is where it's going to be. It's going to have to be quick stuff. I think Miami's going to bring the heat. They've got a pretty good front. They've added a lot of talent. You're going to have to get the ball out fast. I think if you could take advantage of that with some quick, like some leak stuff, some drags with Eugene, and just really get that ball out as fast as you can and make Miami have to sit back, and then you could start running the football again. But I think that's where you're going to have to take advantage of some quick screens, quick slants, just really, really take advantage of that heavy pass rush and get to the secondary before they can get set.
Yeah, just to piggyback on what Caesar is saying, like, their front is going to be good. So the quick game, it's going to be hot. They play in Florida just like we play in Florida, so they're going to be used to the weather. But it's week 1.
Yeah.
So what I mean by being used to the weather, I mean we're not going to be used to it either. If they do the same thing that
our humidity is a different kind of humidity.
Yeah. So what I mean by my point is, like, it's going to be hot. If they do the same thing to us, they can get us, discombobulated as well, and
combobulated.
Yeah, and it's going to be hot and humid, and the defensive line is going to get tired because as much as you practice, you cannot. There's nothing preparing,
especially week 1.
Yeah, playing for a football game, but playing for a football game. So, and the thing that we have on our side is they have to do it through crowd noise. We have that luxury not to deal with crowd noise. So,
well, they've never heard crowd noise anyway. So, Part 2 of his question, where are we better than them? I'm thinking the secondary as well, again, and Mertz, maybe his leadership and continuity. I'll say another one. I think running back room as a whole, we're better than them. And sure, they went out and got a great running back in the portal, but that room is depleted. I don't know if Fletcher's going to be ready week 1. And we just mentioned it's going to be hot.
Yeah.
You're not going to want your running back out there taking 30 carries week 1. That's going to be – but then you have our running back room. You have Montrell, Webb, Baugh, Daniels if needed. I mean, you've got a great rotation of running backs, and I'm forgetting the other kid, the
JUCO.
the JUCO guy that we always forget because
Battle.
Not Battle. Battle's gone.
Oh, it's not Battle.
No, is it Jackson?
Jackson.
Yeah.
I don't think it's Jackson.
I mean, yeah. Cody. I can't. Man, I'm telling. That's how bad we keep forgetting the kids. But he showed out.
That's how deep we are at running back. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think week 1, like I said, in Gainesville, hot, humid, God knows what the weather's going to be like. Not having a deep running back room could be a detriment to you real fast. All right.
Yeah, I think we pretty well match up I think, quarterback, you can take it either way. I think it's a push.
Well, you just don't know what Ward's going to bring to the table.
Yeah, talent-wise, Ward's good. Their offensive line's, I think, better than ours.
Absolutely.
That just comes with having a guy who's your head coach who was an offensive lineman.
I'd say they've got a little bit. Well, I wouldn't say they're more experienced at wide receiver, but I mean,
I think our wide receiver room is slightly, better. At worst, they're dead even to me. I think they've got Restrepo, and that's great, but we've got Eugene. I mean, so
we've just got a lot of guys that hadn't played together,
right,
with Mertz. I mean,
we have a guy in year 2 that to me that's we've seen guys in year 2 like take off.
The linebacker room. I think when we get them together, I think our linebacker room is better.
The one thing about Ward, and we've said this, is the kid has never played in the environment like he's going to play week 1 in the Swamp. So
and running, like he's not the stuff that he sees in practice. He's not going to be running.
Oh, the speed. He's not. Yeah, and hopefully our defense's speed is at a next level other than what he's seen. All right. John has another question. Do you guys think we will be good enough on edge and linebacker this year? I really question how good Boone and Shamar will be after their injuries.
Don't question Boone. I'm socking on a guy. So I'm going to take up
anytime coming off an ACL is a reasonable question, but
I know.
We know what the big thing about ACLs is. It's just having confidence in your leg after coming back. Now, it'll be a full year before the season gets here. I think Shamar will be fine. I'm not worried about Shamar at all. And look, even if Boone is slow to start, man, I'm sold on TJ Searcy having a great season this year. I really am.
And Kelby.
I think. Kelby, they moved inside supposedly. We'll see how that shakes out, but I think TJ and I mean, I think you're going to see a true freshman play on that edge as well, a good many snaps. I really do. So we'll see how it plays out. All right, next question. Got to listen to this one, guys. This is a scenario question sent in to us by Kevin Lowe, another first-time question asker. Thank you, Kevin. Which scenario is better for us? Scenario number 1. We finished 8-5 with losses to Miami, Georgia, Texas, Ole Miss, and FSU with a bowl win. Or scenario number 2, we finished 7-6 with losses to UCF, UGA, Texas, Ole Miss, and LSU with a bowl loss. So in scenario number 1, we lose to Miami and FSU, but in scenario number 2, we beat both of them and lose to UCF.
Do we lose to Georgia both times?
Yes, both times.
Yeah, we lose to Georgia both times. You ain't escaping that one, Wes.
Yeah, I just want to make sure.
We hold that
in both
bro.
scenarios, we beat Tennessee at Tennessee.
We can't use the UCF.
I think
losing to UCF stinks, but man, I'd like to beat Florida State and Miami.
It depends on here's the shakeout of this.
That's a good question.
Here's the shakeout of this. Who's the bowl game to and who sits out? Like, I don't care if winning or losing a bowl game. If you're not in the playoffs,
it's the regular season.
If you're not in the playoffs, I don't give 2 issues who you lose to in the bowl game. I just don't, because they don't matter anymore. And
with that 9-3, we might be in the bowl game. We might be in the playoff. 9-3 with that schedule.
There was no 9-3 in any of these scenarios.
You said 8-5?
8-5. So we still would have went 7-5 on the season. We just win the bowl game. Either way, these we're going 7-5. One's a bowl win and one's a bowl loss. And listen, I want to beat Miami and Florida State.
Yeah,
I'll take that one. Give me that. I'll take the Trolls from UCF. Whatever, I don't care. They got to get some.
Yeah, to beat because we don't really troll and conversate with UCF. If we lose to them and beat Miami, Florida State, I'm with you, CJ. I'll take that one.
Look, that means you beat 3 rivals in one season. You beat Florida State, Miami, and Tennessee.
Yeah, I'll take that.
I mean, and now I know Miami's loosely a rival. They're not, they're more of a Twitter troll rival than they are an actual rival. But that's you can recruit your ass off of that in the state if you beat both of those teams.
Yeah.
So, and don't think those kids, for those listening, don't think those kids don't care about that, because they absolutely do.
Yeah, I mean, I don't care about losing to whatever Big Ten team they send us into.
I don't care about losing. I'd love to beat Ole Miss at home, absolutely, but
I don't see us losing to Florida State at all.
Well, we'll talk about that at another time. All right. Jason Sauls asked, if Jaden Baugh is the running back we've heard about during the spring, does he become running back 2 or go over 500 rushing yards this season?
I think that people are sleeping on Webb. We saw sparks and flashes of him last year. We were like, ooh, he looked kind of different. So don't count Webb out yet. But I don't see Ball getting 500 yards, but who knows? Injuries can happen. Guys can be out for 2-3 weeks. It's running back position, but I'm just thankful that we have the depth that we have. But don't sleep on Webb because of a spring game. That's all I say.
CJ, any opinions on that?
No, I mean, I think the running back room is wide open with the exception of Montrell Johnson. I think that anybody can do anything. We can see Kanan Daniels have a great season. You've got guys in that room that are really talented. Everybody loves Baugh, and I love Baugh. And like Wes said, Trayon Webb is a good player. We've seen flashes from him and what limited opportunities he did get. I think, again, like I said, running back room, the running back has always been a position to me that whoever's the hot hand, whoever's the best, whoever's doing the best, you keep giving him the football. So if a guy gets hot and he's running, every time he's touching the ball, he's, electric. I don't know how you keep that guy off the field, whoever it is. I think that's possible, especially with the running back position.
Yeah, I think, well, we saw it. I think Trey is obviously the clear-cut number 2 running back, but I think you're going to see all 3 play, absolutely. And that's a great problem to have. I mean, you're just going to keep fresh bodies in the game. I don't need to see Montrell Johnson have 1,000 yards at the end of the season. Would that be awesome? Yeah, of course it would be. But what if he has 800 yards and is averaging 6+ a carry and has 8, 9, 10 touchdowns, and you realize he only played, 12 to 15 snaps a game because we were rotating him in and out and weren't losing anything when he wasn't on the field. Now, obviously, you have to prove that, and it's all good to sit here and say, but the coaches love what Trey Webb brings to the table as far as grasping of the playbook and doing the little things that Trevor Etienne had a problem with. So that's all I'll say about that. All right. Now we're on to our barrage of questions from our good friend Justin Wood. Justin, thank you as always. I don't know how you come up with 5+ questions every week, but keep doing it. You're keeping us in business on this podcast, brother. We appreciate you.
It's all
right. First question from Justin Wood. Your favorite food on game day? Yes, please. Justin, I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't have a non-favorite food on game day. If it's on my grill, I'm eating it. No, I love wings. I love ribs. I love it all. I don't care. I don't have a favorite. You guys have a favorite?
I don't have a favorite. I abstain from wings. Wings are terrible luck. Every time we've ever eaten wings, Florida's lost badly. So me and my group, we don't have wings anymore. Wings are shunned on game day, which is kind of sad because we all like wings, but they are not allowed. We do not have it. We're worried about smoking leg quarters. That's how terrified we are. We had
brought these leg quarters.
I swear it started off as a bad vibe. We made wings one time for We had wings one time for the Louisville game when we played in the Sugar Bowl. Lost. Made wings when we played Miami with Al Golden as the coach. Lost. And I'm like, whoa, what are we doing?
Put these
It
damn
was so
wings.
bad somebody could not be watching the game with us, be away in another town and have wings, and Florida would lose. Like I remember the Arkansas game when we lost to Arkansas, and when McElwain was the coach. My buddy was in another town eating wings, wasn't watching the game. We lost. We were like, no, we can't do this anymore.
The wings are excommunicated from CJ.
That's right. The wings are gone. They are done.
Somebody's eating wings in secret when we lose. That's what it is. Right. Send your hateful comments to CJ about his wing eating.
Yeah.
All right, next question from Justin. Your favorite off-season magazine, Lindy's or Athlon? Neither. I don't care about either. I will check out Phil Steele's magazine. He's about the only one that I pay attention to. I haven't looked at a college football mag in God knows when. I don't even know if my grocery store in my town has a magazine rack, to be very honest with you.
Yeah.
It's been a long time. That used to be a fun experience when I was a kid, but now I haven't picked it up.
I pay attention to Phil Steele's stuff because he's usually the most accurate and pays the most attention to stuff. But even then, I haven't checked his out in a long time. All right. Thoughts on Gelsley, the tight end that got the crystal ball to us. Do you think he is a riser? I'm going to be very honest, Justin. I haven't watched a whole lot on him. I don't know a whole lot on him. I know he's currently ranked around number 450 in the country. I assume he's going to rise because there has been other teams after him. But you know what happens when you assume, and I'm just going to leave it at that. I hope the staff knows what they're doing on that one. But we need tight end bodies. So here we are. All right. For CJ, Wes, and Hirsch, your favorite barbecue joint that you visit the most? Mine is Shane's Rib Shack. My brother works for corporate for Shane's Rib Shack here in Georgia. If you're in the Atlanta area, you never tried Shane's Rib Shack, try it. I don't think you'll be disappointed. CJ?
The Smoking Pig in Valdosta, Georgia. If you're headed to Florida, you're going to the game, you're on 75, you go through Valdosta. I recommend anybody stop off there. It's a pretty big place. I mean, you've been millions of hole-in-the-wall barbecue places that are no longer in business that I could name that were really good. But if I'm picking one that I like the most, it's got to be the Smoking Pig.
For those who may come visit the Florida Gators, I won't say the one that I go to where I'm at because it's local. You won't ever find it down here where I'm at. But if you're in Columbia, the one that I go to is called Big Boys Barbecue. I'm a pig feet guy. I love their pig feet. And besides my grandma,
some of that pig's feet.
Yeah. Besides my grandma, they have the best pig feet in the world. To me, I ain't gonna say in the world, but they're second to none. I love their pig feet.
Grandma gonna hear this.
Yeah, my grandma's passed away, so she's gone. So
she gonna hear you. She's still hearing you.
Yeah. But they're not better than hers. But their pig feet.
You're gonna walk through the gates and get slapped.
Yeah, they have some good pig feet. It's called Big Boys Barbecue. That's if whenever this new schedule is coming out. So if you ever go to a game in Columbia, South Carolina, go by Big Boys Barbecue. Get their mac and cheese, their corn, pig feet, and a pork chop. You can't eat it in one setting. You're gonna have to eat it one time.
You're gonna have to hurry up because now I'm hungry.
Yeah,
all right.
I'm done.
All right, 2 more questions from Justin Wood. First one, then we got a baseball question for CJ. Your thoughts on whether Florida flips Tramel Jones or not from Florida State? Justin, right now I lean in the camp that yes, we flip Tramel Jones from Florida State. There's some things in the works there. That's all I can say, but I feel pretty good about it. I might end up eating crow on that. It wouldn't be the first time. So
65% for me.
Oh, he put in a prediction, a crystal ball prediction.
Crystal ball flip prediction.
65% confidence. Okay.
From Wilt Palm West over here.
What?
Prediction.
West Palm.
Yeah. Hype bomb. The hype man bomb.
I'm changing respect our prediction.
Oh, God.
Respect that.
All right, CJ, here's your baseball question. CJ, your thoughts on on what freshman has a breakout season next year? Peterson, Coppola, or Luke McNeely. I can't read.
I still like Peterson. I think that the team really likes him. You know, he's going to be starting in the game against Nebraska. Everybody's really hyped about him. They like what he brings to the table. McNeely has shown some flashes. Coppola is a guy that I really like. You know, he's starting to really come back from his injury. I'm curious to see how he's going to look next year when he's fully healthy. He's got a full, off season to really work with when you're talking about injuries like that. But I'm still in the Liam Peterson camp. I think he's the best young pitcher we have in the room. We'll see how that goes next year, but right now I think he's the guy that they have the most faith in. Nick De La Torre really likes him. So yeah, I think that if you're gonna pick one, he's the one. Again, we'll see how we progress because we need to progress really badly in that pitcher's room. We really need a transfer. We need a really solid, experienced transfer. I don't know what Sully's going to do about that. I don't know where we stand as far as NIL opportunities. South Carolina fired their coach, their baseball coach. So I'm curious to see how that roster goes. See who leaves over there. I'd love to see Petrie in a Florida Gators uniform next year. But I'm not sure how that's going to play out. And again, you still got a lot of teams that are going to have coaches leave, and guys will be available. And I'm still firmly in the idea of taking guys from mid-major programs that are seasoned, kind of like what we did with Hurston Waldrop, and bringing him in, bringing those kind of guys in that really just need the chance to play on a big stage, that are hungry, that really want to make a great impression for the MLB draft.
Yes, sir, man. CJ's the man to ask for the baseball questions like that. You guys keep those coming here in the future. He'll do his best to provide answers to them, as we will all about any questions you send in, guys. We really appreciate this, man. We love doing this show every week. It's a nice, fun step back from the seriousness that is recruiting and lawsuits and tough schedules and all that good stuff. And at least we can look at some of this stuff in a jovial manner and have fun with it and get some laughs and get to know our listeners, and our listeners know more about us, all that. And man, we appreciate y'all's interaction on all this. So next week, whether it be Monday or Tuesday, the questionnaire will be posted in our Facebook group. Make sure you send in next week's questions, or if you don't get on Facebook, and I completely understand why not, just leave us a question in the comments below, and we will do our best to answer those, guys. And hey, man, y'all just have fun. Have a great week. Keep smiling. Keep your head up. And go Gators.
Go Gators.
Go Gators. See you guys.